Today's class is a 30-minute aerial yoga flow. We will have our feet at the plumb line and the hammock underneath our shoulder blades. Press the hips forward, keep the core engaged, and just make sure that the hammock is placed under the shoulder blades, chest is lifted, and core is nice and tight. Keeping the core tight, inhale the arms up, reaching back, lengthening the entire body. And then as you exhale, bending the knees, letting the arms drop to the side, keeping the weight in the hammock. As you float forward, keep your feet in the same place. Inhale back, deep breath in through the nose. 2 more times. Inhale back, lengthen the body. Take it all the way back, reach those arms nice and long. Moving your feet to the inside edges of your mat, lifting that left arm up. I'm going to press the left hips towards that left side as you reach that left arm up and over to the right side. Inhale the right arm back up to center. Exhale, left hand comes in front of the body, right arm reaches up and over as you lengthen the right side of the body. Inhale back to center with a strong core. Interlace the fingers, place the hands behind the head to support the neck, so let the weight of the head rest in those hands. Sway to the right and the left, letting each knee bend as you go to each side. Keeping the chest lifted, elbows wide and low. Just take it side to side as we stretch the obliques and stretch the body. Keep your weight in the hammock. From here, reach the hands up high, grab hold of that hammock. Keep the hips pressing forward, shoulders and chest lifted, just rock side to side. So don't let that hammock slide up the back. Keep it underneath those shoulder blades, pressing those hips forward as you go side to side. Now we're taking it all the way around. Keep your hips square to the front of the room, rolling forward onto the toes and back, one big circle. If you find that your knees are touching the floor, that means the hammock is too high on the back. Take it the other way. And returning back to center. Walk the toes in, bend the knees, rock forward. Walk the heels in, bend the knees. And then bring the feet together. Body roll all the way up, using the upper body to pull you all the way up. Take a big step in front of your hammock. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, slight bend of the knees, and bring the fingertips to the floor. Extend the legs to where you can comfortably extend. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, extend. Feel the lengthening in the back of the legs. Bend the knees, lift the chest. Lift those hips. Fingertips on the floor. You're going to bend that right knee, and you're going to trap the top of that right ankle in the hammock, flexing your foot. Just bring your chest towards your thigh. You can keep a slight bend in that knee if you need to. Then drop the hips, looking forward, coming into a lunge. Keep that strong core as you hop that left foot back onto the ball of the foot, coming into our 3-leg dog. Drive that left heel down towards the ground, pressing the chest down towards the ground, even weight in the hands, rocking forward, shoulders over wrists. Release that right foot. Press back to your 3-leg dog. Treat this as if you were on the mat without the hammock. Rocking forward, bend that right knee, lower that knee to the ground, and come into your child pose. Just breathe here, reconnecting with your breath. Third eye to the mat. Just give that third eye a massage, just rocking back and forth. As you rise up, that knee is stacked right underneath that hip. Left leg is extended. We're coming to cat and cows. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the head. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. Bend that left knee. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. As you exhale, you pull the center of the chest, the back of the body, up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you drop the belly. Extend that right arm forward, nice and strong. Extend that left leg that's in the hammock. Reach as far as you can. And then twist. Reaching that right arm back. Extend, strong body. Reach back. Extend that arm. Reach back. And extend. Really strong core here. Drop that right hand. Come back to your child's pose, third eye to the mat. That left knee is bent. Keep that left foot flexed so it stays in the hammock and doesn't slip out. Lifting the chest, tuck the right toes under. Lift the hips, come back to your three-leg dog, press back. Feel the lengthening, elongating in the back of that right leg. As we pull the knee to our chest, we rise to the ball of that left foot and we round the spine. Knee to chest and extend, press back. Knee to chest, extend, press back. Hold here, keep that core really tight, everything locked in. Start to drop the hips, shifting the shoulders over the. As we lift that right foot, we place it inside the hammock and take that left knee down to the ground, right underneath the hip. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. Rib cage up towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Just move with your breath. Think of pulling the center of the back as high up to the ceiling as you can, really tucking and engaging that core on those cats. Reaching that left arm forward, belly is in, everything is nice and tight. We extend that right leg behind us. Reach as far as you can, making as much space in the body as you can. Reach that left arm back, turn your gaze that way. Exhale, reach back, bend that right knee. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach back and twist. That right knee bends every time you reach back with that left hand. Left hand finds the floor underneath those shoulders. Tuck the left toes under. Lift the hips to come to your three-leg dog, pressing back. Pull that right knee into the chest as you round the spine, rolling the shoulders over the wrists. Rise to the ball of that left foot as you bring that knee into your chest. So think of bringing the knee to the chest and tucking and rounding. Use as much of your core as you can to get the most of this. Nice core strengthening if you use your core, if you utilize your core. Roll those shoulders over the wrists, rounding the spine. Left foot meets the hammock right next to the right foot, holding the plank for a second, and then bringing that right knee down back to your child's pose. This is your rest. Return to your breath. Massage that third eye. Connect with the earth and ground. We're going to take that right arm. That elbow is going to go right underneath the shoulder. Your forearms on the mat. Make a fist with that right hand. Make sure you're pushing away from the floor. So you're not letting your shoulder come up towards your ear. You're pushing all of your weight away from the arm, away from the mat. Knees and toes towards that left side of the room. Flex the feet. Maybe bring the hand to the hip or extend the arm up overhead, or leave that left arm down on the ground to prop you up if needed. If these are too advanced for you, just stay in that plank or that child's pose. Coming back to center, tuck the right toes under, lift those hips, press back. Feel that elongating the muscles in the back of that right leg. Rolling shoulders over wrists, switch feet. Left foot down, press back to your three-legged dog. Roll forward, left knee comes down, stacked right underneath that left hip. Left elbow right under the shoulder, forearm is your base. Make a fist with that left hand, press the floor away. Turn your hips, shoulders, and knees and toes towards the right side of the room as you extend the leg, flexed feet with both. Same thing here, leave the hand on the ground on the hip or extend to the ceiling for a more advanced pose. Keep lifting that rib cage up towards the ceiling so that right side body lifts up towards the ceiling. Don't let it sink down. Return that hand to the floor, back to your child's pose, dropping the head, arms extended this time. Connect with your breath. Deeply rooted here. Be in the present moment. Bringing the shoulders back over the wrists, pushing the floor away, left toes tuck under, right leg extends, back to your three-legged dog. Even weight in the hands. We're going to start to extend that right leg to the right side. As we do this, we're shifting our weight forward, shoulders over wrists, keep pushing the floor away. Extend to the right, press back. Notice my left foot, as I come forward, I come onto the ball of the foot, and as I bring that right leg back, I press the heel down. Remember, where your knee and toes go is where your body's going to flow. So be mindful of that. Press back. Extending that left leg to the side and back. Rolling forward. Your core's got to be tight here. Moving with your breath. Don't forget the breath. Engage that core, roll through the motion, shoulders over wrists, really pushing that floor away, strong core, knee to chest, hop that right foot forward. The higher you can bring that knee to the chest, the easier it is to hop forward. Extend, stretching the back of that right leg. Halfway lift, drop the hips. Hips over shoulders. Drop the hips, lunge. Hips over shoulders. Drop the hips, lift the chest. Take your right hand to your thigh to help you up. Keep staring straight ahead. Pushing off the floor, pushing into the thigh. Rise up nice and slow. It's slow and controlled. Reach the arms up. Thumbs go on the inside, palms to the ceiling. Reach back. Find your hammock and hop back to center. Shift your weight back, coming into the quad stretch so that right knee can be bent or straight. Whatever feels best for your body. Only go back as far as you can comfortably go into the stretch. If you want to increase the stretch, lift your chin, look up towards the ceiling. Keep that left knee in line with your hip. Never let that knee move out to the side. You're going to put your knee in jeopardy if you do. Listen to your body and breathe. This is your practice. Pull with the arms as you rise up. Rise to the ball of that right foot. It helps you to pivot as you turn your hips and shoulders towards that left side of the room. Left arm extends, makes length in the body, all the way from that ankle, all the way up the side body to the fingers as you reach over. Make sure that ear drops to the shoulder so you're not straining your neck. Pivot on the ball of the foot to face the opposite direction. And it's a hinge from the hips from here. Just holding onto that hammock, just go to where you can go. Your foot can be flexed, pointed, or relaxed. It's up to you. Breathe in the stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Rising up, we're going to find our balance. Take your time if you haven't found your balance quite yet. When you're ready, inhale the arms up, creating as much length as possible. Turn your shoulders to the left. Open the arms. The back of that right arm is on that far left side of the hammock. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, looking towards that left thumb. With each breath in, you find length. With each exhale, you see if you can go a little deeper. This is a detoxifying twist, so really use your breath. As the left hand finds a hammock, we switch to the other side, inhaling the arms up. We shift our weight back, hands are holding on up high. We're not pulling up, we're shifting all of our weight back. We're lifting that right leg to swing. That's our little test. If you swung forward with success, you are ready to do the switch. So we're switching right foot in, left foot out. Wait a moment here, establish your balance, rise to the ball of that left foot, and then turn hips, shoulders, knees, and toes towards that left side of the room, extending that left arm up and over towards the front of the room. Your right ear is falling to your right shoulder so you're not straining the neck, and you're lengthening and stretching the whole entire left side of your body. We'll reach for the hammock, pivoting on the ball of that foot and hinging from the hip to get our hamstring stretch on the right. Remember, foot flexed is going to give you deeper stretch in the back of the leg, pointed toes, a little more stretch in the front of the leg, and relaxed foot, neutral. Inhale, rising up, long spine here. Finding your balance, releasing the hands, take your time. Inhale the arms up. We're twisting shoulders, hips towards that right side of the room. Back of that left arm pushes against the far right side of the hammock. We inhale to find length in the spine, up, crown of the head up to the ceiling. Exhale, looking towards that right thumb. Detoxifying twist. Inhale for the length. Exhale to go deeper. Return the right hand and left hand to the hammock. Keep your balance here. Hands are up high. We're pressing that ankle into the hammock, shifting our weight back, dropping the tailbone, not pulling with the arms, letting all of your weight rest. As we lift that left leg, we bring that into the hammock, bend the knees, sliding into our seat, bringing that hammock under the crease, finding balance here, and then stepping out. Going into our first inversion. Hands start up high, your feet are underneath the plumb line, thumbs are on the inside. We slide the thumbs down, bringing that hammock to the sacrum. Turning the inside of the wrists forward, pressing down with the heels of the hands, bringing the thumbs to the hip bones. Hammock should be right where low-rise jeans are, not below the butt on that flat triangular bone of the sacrum. Engage that core, lower those shoulders as low as you can possibly go, and tiptoe forward. With control, lift the feet off the ground, knees wide, toes touch, hands slide up. Straddle the legs, slide the hands down, and then bend the knees. Make sure the ankles are on the same side as your face, soles of the feet together. If you're new and not quite trusting, you can hook the toes here. You want your head hanging heavy, your knees wide, your pelvis slightly tucked. This is your decompression. Breathe. Hands at prayer to chest. Everything is relaxed. Take some deep breaths in the nose and out the nose, and then reach those hands behind. Interlace the fingers and extend the arms behind to where your range of motion can go. We're opening up the chest and the shoulders and the heart space. Pulling the hands to one side, look over the opposite shoulder, and then do the opposite side. Coming back to center. If you want to add to this, you can arch the back, look down at your mat, and then let the head drop. If you've got lower back issues or any back pain, I would not suggest doing so. Releasing the fingers, letting the back of the hands rest on the floor. We're not pushing, we're just letting the hands rest. Give the head a little shake side to side, just loosening up the neck. See if you can really be present and feel the spine decompressing here, the space opening between each vertebrae. I'm going to release that right leg. Let it be heavy, hanging towards that right side. Then we're going to point and flex. Leg is heavy and low. The opposite leg is hooked in the hammock with the toes. Bring that foot back to the hammock, hook the toes, and extend the left leg out to the side. Point and flex. Body's still heavy. Everything's hanging. You're trusting. You're letting gravity do the work. Bring that left foot back, hook the toes, or bring the feet together. Soles of the feet together, slight tuck of the pelvis for neutral spine. Core is engaged, chin comes to your chest. You're looking towards your feet, grabbing the hammock. Very slowly, straddle the legs wide. Bring those legs around to come to lever as you slide your hands up. Your core is strong and in control. From here, hands slide up as high as you can get them, and knees come to nose, and you want to make sure you can see just over the knees. We don't want the hands down low. We want to be able to see over the knees. This is our plum position. When you are ready, one foot and then the other comes to the floor, feet under the plum, shift your weight back, let the hammock catch underneath the shoulder blades. Hands slide up, or bringing the forearms to the hammock, you can just let the back of the hands rest to the head as you drop the hips, or you can also bring the hands behind the head and releasing the fingers if that feels better. We're going to drop that right hip, bend that left knee, and switch. We're waiting for the blood to go back to the feet, make sure we're not dizzy, but we're being intentional about our time. Stepping forward, we're coming to an invisible chair. So here the hips are underneath the plumb line and fingers are interlaced around the back of the head. We're going to lean back, hips stay under the plumb, reach the hands up, body roll all the way up using your upper body, pulling yourself to center. We'll turn to face the back of the room, coming into a push grip, and then arms out to the side. Wrapping the arms around the hammock and through. We're going to grab on a basic grip on high, sliding the hands down. Hands should be shoulder width distance apart. We're always active here, pulling the hammock apart, keeping it tight. Hips are always stacked over the shoulders. We're not shifting the weight forward. We're just hinging from the hips, reaching the arms, keeping them active. Finding stability, we'll lift that right leg. So it's one long line from the fingers all the way to the toes. Foot is flexed, hips, both hip points to the ground, knee to the ground, foot flexed, toes to the ground. Pull down as you draw the hammock in, knee comes as high as you can go, foot stays flexed, and then extend. Right knee to chest, pull down. Utilize the upper body, the core, working all the stabilizer muscles. As we bring that knee in and extend behind us. Be intentional about every moment, every movement, aware of every muscle, finding presence in every pose. Feet move together, and then separate those legs so that the feet are just outside the mat. We're reaching the arms, finding length, swinging the arms to the right, and then finding a cat stretch. Same on the left, pressing down, rounding the spine. Reach and extend, other side. Swaying side to side, moving the spine in all directions. Rise to the balls of the feet as you bring the heels in. Long spine, shoulders down, sumo squat, pull with the arms, turn the toes in, heels in, feet together. Rise to the balls of the feet as you pull down on that hammock. extend. Left leg lifts. One long line, same as on the other side. Hips pointing down, knee, toes pointing down. Arms are active here. It's okay if you're a little wobbly. Keeping the hands at shoulder distance apart, keeping tension in the hammock, and keeping that core engaged is going to help you tremendously with stability. It's something that you can work on, practice. It will come in time. Really engage that core. Pull. Keep those elbows in towards the midline. That protects your shoulders. Think of pressing the foot towards the back of the room as you extend that leg. Keep in mind making as much space in the body as possible as you move. Feet come together. Bend those knees, drop those hips, lift the chest, pulling down on that hammock. This is another chair version. Rise to the balls of those feet, all of your weight in the balls of the feet. Core is super tight. No arch in the back. And then extend, coming into your right angle. Bend the knees. No arch in the back here. Tuck the pelvis as you drop your hips. And extend the legs. Bend the knees, drop the hips, the chest is lifted. In chair, you never want to arch your back. You always want to keep a slight tuck of the pelvis. Let's come to our knees. Bring the knees wide, big toes to touch. Keeping that same overhand wrap or dropping the hips. Shifting the chest forward, letting the head and neck relax. You're stretching the neck, the shoulders. Hips are dropped back to the heels. We're going to pull up with bent elbows. Elbows stay at the midline. Really important here, bringing those hips in line with those knees, pressing the hips as far as you can. You're extending the arms, dropping the head, pulling, using your biceps, upper body, shifting forward. Hips to heels, round and roll. This is your flow. Find your flow, move with your breath, lift your hips. Keep your neck in line with your spine. So don't drop your head back, keep it in line with your spine, looking up to the ceiling. Hips lift and press. Be mindful of your core. Sway side to side. You want to keep that core engaged through the entire practice. It's going to protect your spine and your body and build a stronger core. So we rise up. We're going to bring those knees together. We're going to bring that right foot forward, coming into a runner's lunge. You can release the right hand and bring it to the floor. And coming into a version of pigeon. You want to keep that foot flexed. If that foot is not flexed, your knee is not protected. This is perfect chance for you to adjust your alignment. Look behind you, make sure that leg is in line with the hip. Breathe into this pose. Releasing that hip. And then rolling towards that, shifting your weight to that right side. We're going to switch to the other side. So now that left knee bends, left foot stays flexed. Grab that hammock with the right hand, extend that right leg behind you, find your alignment, keeping that leg in line with your hip. Take your time. This is the perfect opportunity to have a good look at your alignment and adjust it. Folding forward when you're ready, breathing into that left hip. Hips are allowed, we store our emotions there. So if you struggle with this, be mindful that this is an opportunity to release. Sometimes the things we don't like the most are what we need the most. You may notice that when your body wants to resist or your mind wants to resist, that's a warning to maybe sink a little deeper and resist the urge to resist. Turning to face the back, we're going to come to an easy seated position. We're going to wrap our arms around the shins. With that strong core, we're going to lie back, let that feet come up out wide, let the feet fall open, palms facing the ceiling, and a gesture to receive. This is your Shavasana. Stay here as long as you wish. I am grateful for you. But more importantly, be proud of yourself for showing up. Thank you for joining us today. Namaste.